Okay, this section is talking about the factors affecting the projectile motion. Actually, we have so many factors. These on the board are just one of those factors. So first of all, sometimes Jamb or Waec can ask you questions on this. They'll ask you list 4 factors of projectile motion, the 4 factors that are affecting the movement of a projectile. So we have distance. So the distance a projectile covers matters a lot. You have to consider it before projecting it. Very, very important. Now we have the speed of release. Of course, let's take for instance, you are using a gun. If you want to shoot a gun, you have to, everything concerning a gun deals with the speed. So that is how this also affects the shape of a projectile. These two actually work hand in hand because the shape will determine how fast a projectile can also move. So these two, shape of the projectile and the speed of release. Speed of release. Where the speed of release is very effective is, let's take for instance, a stone leaving a catapult. If you want to hit a bird on top of a tree and you draw your catapult a little bit and leave it, it will not kill the bird. But once you draw it very far, the speed goes faster, it will hit the bird. So the speed of release is very important in a projectile motion. Then we have this. The military people use this very, very well. The angle of release. The angle of release. If you don't place your hand very well, as you're about to shoot a gun, definitely you can never hit your target. So the angle of release is very important. The next factor we have here is humidity. Humidity deals with how the climate looks like at the moment. Wet weather will affect the movement of a projectile. Dry weather will also affect it. Now, the next one we have here is the air resistance. Air resistance. If you watch those throwing javelin, any gymnastic stuff, throwing javelin, it is make sure that no air is around the place, because once you throw, it will affect. If the air is too much, you will not throw far, it will not bounce back. So air resistance also restricts the movement of a projectile. Now the last one we have here is the Coroills effect. Coroills effect. Coroills effect deals with it actually means the effect of the Earth's rotation. The effects of the Earth's rotation. How a projectile will move when it is on Earth. For instance, if you project a rocket, the movement is different from when you are talking about once it leaves the Earth and is going towards another galaxy. The movement changes, the position changes, everything about the projectile motion changes. So please always take note of these 7, but they will never ask you 7. They can only ask you 4 out of these 7. Pick note of them and learn them. If there is any other one, you can always comment in the section. So move on to another section. In the next section now, we are going to be dealing with applications. Where do we apply projectiles in real life? So let's do that quickly. Here, we'll just briefly touch the applications of projectile. Projectiles are mainly used in 2 fields, in sports and in battlefield, that is in warfare. So in sports, for instance, throwing javelin or throwing a disc in sports, we all see that in television. So for you to be effective in that, you must know the principle governing projectile. So anything you are throwing in sport, you are trying to throw, or even if you are throwing yourself, those making high jump is actually, as you jump, you personally, the jumper is the projectile. So you project yourself so that you can fall at a very long distance. Now the next, warfare. Warfare, those using gun, the military men, the policemen, you have to know how to handle, put your hand in the correct angle so that you can hit your target. Even those that want to bomb, if you are sending missile to a particular place, that missile must be projected at a particular angle. If not, it cannot hit the target. So this is very, very important in warfare and in sports. So So this is just the brief explanation of the application of what? Projectiles.